July 7th, 2021, Hurricane Elsa slams into Big Cat Rescue. And first thing, daylight, what we have to do is go out to the sanctuary and make sure there are no cats running around loose before we can let in our volunteers and our interns. So this is what we were greeted with: water flowing everywhere, cats taking shelter. Stay with us and I'll take you through the entire walkabout.
Hurricane Elsa is now a tropical storm, but overnight we don't know what's happened. So we have a crew here that are checking on all of the cats, making sure they're okay, and we'll be running around each one of these 200 cages today to make sure that there aren't any breaches before we let our interns or volunteers onto the property. So that's why we're here so early this morning. Des is smart. He's staying in the den, aren't you? My job will be to go around the back side of all of these cages out here in what we call the outback. Jamie and Victor and Brittany are headed up to Manny and those guys and the rest of the tigers. And then I think Afton is, and maybe Aaron, is going up and starting in the little cat section at the front end of the property. Oh, that rain is cold. Amanda! Yeah, you being chuffy? What is happening, Max? Oh man, you need to find some high ground like that Mary Ann. Yeah, Bobcats don't care. You don't care about the water, do you? Show me the whole cage. Yeah, I want to see. You know how to stay up there and stay dry, huh? Pretty Mary Ann. Oh, goodness. My father came up with this genius design for cages where it's a rounded wall and that's where the strength is, and there's nothing to catch the wind. So hurricanes are wind and rain. But what we're looking for is sometimes when the ground gets oversaturated like this, a tree can fall and lift up the edge of the cage. So that's what we want to make sure has not happened out here and doesn't happen. We'll have to be watching this for the next few days. Everybody's getting a status report and Hutch is wanting to know, when's breakfast? The last holdouts were Sue and Lakota, and we checked every single den and couldn't find them, but they were under the plant.
No, they're not.
They're under their little palm trees.
They like to sit on that dirt mound because they blend into the dirt. But we were all like looking in the shelters because we thought that would make sense. That makes all the sense. Yeah, nope, they're just going.
All right.
Cool. That's everybody.
Good job.
Yeah, and I'm going to buy some rain pants. Rain pants are awesome. Yeah.
And Hutch wants to know, when is breakfast?
Oh, boy.
He's sitting in his lockout waiting.
Oh, no. He does like water. He plays in the hose. Yeah.
Jasmine's staying high up there, not high and dry, but high anyway. And Jamie just called me and said the gift shop's flooding, so I'm headed over there now. Yeah, we got to check that out, Jasmine. Nice. Yeah. Oh, I know. It's so rainy. The roads here are just rivers headed toward the lake. If everybody's washing their hands, it looks like I missed it all.
I can do a lot of things. I can't make buttercream. How's his hands? That magically stopped bleeding when I came around.
They told me you were not impressed.
Oops.
This is the oldest part of the whole sanctuary, is the original house, so it's much lower than anything else that we have on property, and it's starting to flood in the corner over there.
Which was the carport that we closed in that didn't used to be part of the house, probably because it flooded so much.
So the only thing we can do is we dug it out a couple of years ago, about 1.5 foot down, and wrapped it, and then tarred over everything to kind of keep it a good seal. Then we added a sump pump in to pump any water that built up over there and to get it out in the past here. So,
But it filled up, I guess.
and it filled up and it wasn't exactly plugged in, but the sandbags help out tremendously. All else fails.
And you got the motor running.
Yep, everything's running now.
Have you looked at the backyard yet? That's where
Yeah,
our
that's where we're going
is.
next.
Well, I was scared of it, so.
Do we have more than one generator to pump?
We don't need the generators, we have power for the pumps.
Oh, we got it.
If you look at the way the water is moving from the left to the right ahead, it's really troubling because over there is the Veterans Expressway and the Tampa Bay Trail, which means they are flooded and dumping their water down here onto our Bobcat rehab area right there. We had to turn off the cameras and all of the power back here because you can see that the water is reaching where the sockets are, and it's even worse as you go down on the other side of the fourth cage here. But I just wanted you guys to see that the cats in the cages are in the high ground, and it's keepers that are wading through shin deep water in between the cages taking care of them. Right now the cats we have in rehab are in the first cage over there, Kahira. Second cage I think is empty. Third cage is Pia and Vinkman. And the fourth cage, which is the one that floods the worst, is empty. I just love all of our volunteers here that came in while it was still nearly dark to make sure that all the cats were in their cages and had safe, dry places to be. And these are the people that are going to be working throughout the day to make sure no trees go over and breach any of our cages and make sure that the cats get fed. Cleaning the cages is going to be a little hard today. And these seabirds, they love this weather. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of our donors and supporters out there and everybody who speaks up for the cats. Every bit of what you're doing is helping us put an end to the abuse so that big cats don't have to be kept in cages. They don't belong in cages, but they can't be set free. So all we can do is change the laws so that people cannot breed these magnificent animals for life in prison cells. And you can help us do that at bigcatact.com.